Welcome to Kazakhstan, the world's 9th largest country, nestled in the heart of Central Asia. Known for its vast steppes, towering mountains, and rich nomadic heritage, Kazakhstan offers a unique blend of breathtaking natural beauty and deep cultural traditions. At its southern edge lies Almaty, the country's largest city and a gateway to some of its most stunning landscapes. Today, however, our focus lies far beyond the bustling streets of Almaty itself, as heading towards the borders of China and Kyrgyzstan, we're venturing deep into the Assy Plateau. This high-altitude expanse is a mesmerizing blend of alpine meadows, grazing herds, and traditional yurts, all set against the dramatic backdrop of the Tian Shan Mountains. Over the next 3 days, our mission is to journey far off the beaten path to live with the locals at a nomad camp within these vast grasslands. Here we'll immerse ourselves in their culture and traditions, experiencing the nomadic way of life firsthand. Though our expedition is getting off to a rather turbulent start, absolutely horrendous weather is making its way to the Assy Plateau, a massive thunderstorm. So we've been advised to rebook, re-roll, and redo everything. I've had to change the car rental company, the camp setup, been very stressful. All you need to know for right now is that after 15 hours of travel from Munich, arriving here at 3 a.m, finally asleep by 5 a.m, it's now 10 a.m, and we're going straight to the car rental pickup place. And we're gonna be driving out of Almaty, a city I have yet to see, and we're gonna be going right into the wilderness. Wish us luck. Wish us luck for a lot of things. And so given all of those problems, I'm not afraid to admit that I stopped for a bit of cheeky fast food, not at McDonald's, at I'm Cafe. Though, to preserve my dignity, I'm not gonna film it. Contract signed. The car looks actually really good, so fingers crossed. Camille's behind the wheel. The only thing we need to do now is stop and get a bunch of supplies, since we're going out into the wilderness, and then get out into the wilderness itself. Oh man, I'll tell you what, I haven't seen very much of Almaty, and it'll have to wait until later on in the week, but what I have seen, it's really pretty. We just need to buy 4 days worth of water. Let's go see what the grocery store's like, maybe get some cool snacks. I have easily been most excited to get out into the steppe, to go up into the plateau, ride some horses, see some yurts. But Almaty seems so modern and beautiful. I can't wait to come back so we actually get to explore this place properly. I mean, I came in with no expectations, and this is literally better than the grocery store I have at home in Germany. This selection of cereal bars is massive. Exactly what I need for going out on an adventure. Guys, you gotta check this out. Yummy, yummy crunch. Elegant, delicate, or avant-garde? How do you take your yummy, yummy crunch? This is it. Camille's in the driver's seat. I'm gonna be navigating from the passenger side. We're leaving Almaty behind now, and we've got everything we could possibly have. We've prepared as much as possible, but now, engine's on. I think Camille wants me to get in the car. Let's go. And as the city melts away and we really hit the road, let's open our maps, check the route, and prep for some real orienteering. We started out here in Almaty, and our destination is far off, deep within the Assy Plateau, specifically a nomad camp on the eastern side of the grasslands. To get there, though, will be a true adventure. We started off on decent enough roads exiting the city, but they will quickly deteriorate as we journey through the villages on our way to the Turgen Gorge, the gateway to the Assy Plateau. We've heard some horror stories about this place, yet others have said it's completely easy. But no matter who you ask, all agree that you will need a real 4x4 because the road will disappear fast beneath our tires and be replaced with dirt, gravel, and plenty of potholes until eventually there's no road left at all. I must confess, I'm a little nervous. We don't have a ton of experience off-roading, but I'm also really excited. All right, so we're about an hour of driving in so far, and one of the first tips I can give you is fill up your car early and often. Of course, when you're driving around the towns or the cities, not a big deal, but we are about to head into the plateau now, and you always want to make sure you enter the wilderness with a full tank. So even though we've actually only used about a fifth of the total capacity, I want it all. And then this is the last stop. Next time you see me, we're gonna be going up through the Turgen Gorge. I'm so excited. Filming this is such a nightmare.
Oh, there it is. Whoa. That's cool.
Oh my God. It is time for a short off-road break, if I do say so myself. That was a solid 40 minutes or so, and we need to now thank the driver. What did you think?
Oh my God. I knew it was going to be off-roady. I did not know it was going to be this intense. My entire torso is so stressed and tense and tight.
Every single rental agency said you have to have a 4x4 or you cannot journey to the Assy Plateau. And I think they are 100% on the money.
It's been really nice because we have a friend with us who used to do a lot of off-roading in Idaho, which has been very helpful because I've never done this before.
If this was just me and you, I think we'd have fucking turned around. But at the end of the day, your car has to be able to handle it. I think we are running out of elevation to gain and gorge to cut through. And if you look behind us, that is the Assy Plateau Observatory. From there, it should just be a straight shot towards camp along the meadows and plains. No doubt, it'll still be bumpy as hell, but hopefully not quite as bad as the gorge. And because, of course, there's no signal, we haven't had signal in a while now, maybe about an hour, we are navigating purely with offline maps, which is very easy to do while the car is jostling about so much. But with a mixture of a phone and a GPS and a very, very detailed, high-quality map, links in the description below, for those of you who actually want to do this. Yeah, it's a little difficult. This is absolutely unbelievable. Me and Camille have often argued who is the better driver, and I think this has fundamentally solidified your position as clearly better than me.
I think you're too much of a wimp for this.
I'm way too much of a wuss for this. I've never been anywhere nearly as remote as this. And with the sun setting behind the mountains, your boy's a little freaked out. We've got about 9 kilometers to go. At this pace, it could still be another 45 minutes or so. Until we get there. I'm so glad that I get to come out here and show it to you, do a real proper big trip, stretch my legs outside of Germany. But I tell you what, have a little bit of experience before you do this. And if you're in the mood for it, you have to do it. I mean, this is absolutely mind-bogglingly incredible, but it's also not for the faint of heart, which is why I'm glad to carry the camera with me to show you around, because tomorrow when we wake up on this plateau, there's gonna be so much to explore, so much to do. But we do need to get there. Pee break over. Let's get back in the car. Camille's put the engine on. Hope they don't leave me behind. Camille, I think this is getting kind of dangerous.
Can't see the road.
I think we're still on it. I just think that the river's blown it out.
Yeah, I don't know how deep that is.
Or how muddy. Oh my God. It's so dark. I really don't like this. I think I'm gonna have to get out and wade through it. I don't know where it turns. I can't see where it turns. I don't know how muddy it is. We're almost already got stuck. I'm gonna get out and walk through it. I need to see where you can go. You can just follow me. That way we won't get stuck.
Can you put the camera down? I think we need to focus.
And so good morning, everybody. Welcome at last to Assy Camp on the Assy Plateau. Last night got pretty rough and maybe a little dangerous, and we really do need to talk about it, but not now, as time is short and I really want to have some fun. And now, of course, there is so much to show you, so much to talk about, and many lessons learned from last night, but we're out here on the steppe, mate. Let's go ride a horse first. Good luck. You just kind of commit to it. Nice. It'll be a little pony ride. It is nice to get to come out to the steppe, you know, out into the plateau and ride. We asked about going on a trail or something like that, and unless you're a very experienced rider, they don't recommend it, because once you leave the little compound, they like to go fast. But for me, someone who hasn't ridden in 25 years since they were a little child, I'm perfectly fine with trotting around a paddock. A camp that we went by yesterday as we were driving, I swear there was a toddler on a horse practically by himself. It was really impressive. He's tired. And I don't think we've shown you this yet, but this is actually where we're going to be sleeping tonight. Oh, and don't worry, we'll take a look at the outhouse soon enough. You'll enjoy seeing that. For some reason, people on the internet always appreciate a good bathroom review. You got this. He's a really nice horse. Oh no, mine doesn't want to do speed. Now that probably wasn't the most adventurous ride I've ever been on, but frankly, I'm so out of practice and I had so much adventure last night. That was what I needed. But now, let's actually get into the tour. Let's start with what we arrived to in the dark. Do you want to do the honors?
Hell yeah. So starting outside of the room, we've got some sinks.
Lovely wash basins.
Don't drink the water, but it's for washing your hands.
After you.
Yeah, but we just have 10 little sleeping pads in this room and a central eating area in the middle. It was very cozy, very comfy last night. Right here we have a wood stove. One of the people came in and they started a fire for us, and then we filled it back up like maybe 3 times before we all finally went to sleep. I was really worried about being cold, but we had like 3 layers of very thick blankets, and this really heated up.
This whole unit gets really nice and toasty and then radiates out into the whole room.
I will say it was extra nice because we had this room with our 2 other friends all to ourselves.
And just relaxing, eating dinner, going to bed early. That was all we needed after that drive.
But we were really excited to show you guys the safari tent we're gonna be staying in tonight a little later.
Oh yeah. So I mean, it's a basic accommodation, but it did its job, it was cozy. And now that I've slept in here for a full night already, I could easily sleep in here again. And the people who run the place are so lovely. That being said, I am pretty excited for the safari tent. That's the way to drive the Assy Plateau right there. That is like the coolest thing I've ever seen. And one of the things that makes this place quite unique is that there is a corner shop located at Assy Camp, but so many nomads also come up out here. We've got this car in the background. Their yurt is actually in the trailer. They're going home. It's the end of season. Some beautiful motorcycles, and people ride up on their horses as well, all to buy something from the corner store, which as a guest here, you can access as well. So if you need a bit of food, if you need a little bit of drink, if you want to just hang out with some locals, get a little bit of internet, this is the place to do it. And this building right behind me, next to the river by the road, that's the sauna. You know I love me a bit of wellness. You couldn't ask for a more beautiful day. We got really lucky. If you are gonna plan a trip out here, timing with the weather is super important. There's only about 3 months where the nomads are actually out here. And I'll tell you what, if they're not up here, I wouldn't want to be up here either. And the season ends right at the beginning of September. The camp is built for people to come and stay at naturally, but it's also still just an actively in use yurt setup. They've got their own herd out in the pasture right now. You have almost every house you could imagine. We've got some absolutely beautiful tents behind us. We've got where we stayed last night, kind of little barracks set up, but then you've got a log cabin for the family who live here and a double yurt set up for the family members who like to keep it really traditional. This one in particular is the canteen. This one's for eating, the one behind it is sleeping. So let's take a look. I mean, it's so cool that in this area, we are gonna get a little bit of a vibe for the traditional life. Wow, it's pretty cool. The ceiling and the wood frame is really quite beautiful. All of the blankets stacked on top of each other. It's really neat. And so this is the yurt that they actually sleep in. Oh, wow, we've got way better lighting in here. I love the chandelier. Oh, that's so good. Oh, this is really cool. The blankets are slightly less ornamental. There's a lot more weatherproofing in this one, but you can see how they've got that thin sheet right on the top that kind of acts as a diffused light right through it. That's pretty idyllic if you ask me. And I think there's something to be said about being in a yurt where people actually use it for its intended purpose and not just a recreation at like a living history museum or something like that. I mean, those are always lovely, but to be in the real thing, used for its real purpose, is just pretty electric. Let's keep exploring camp. And as this wire tells you, this camp does actually have electricity. They've got a solar panel farm over there, just a small one, little residential unit. They're producing quite a bit of energy on a day like today, no clouds, all sun. But at 9 o'clock, power's off. It's dark out here. And I did mention earlier that they had Wi-Fi here, which might have actually raised quite a few eyebrows. And it's quite simple in the modern era, isn't it? They have one of those Starlink satellite internet connections, which I have never seen in real life before. I could work from here. I could do my whole job from it. I spend all day on remote, like Microsoft Teams meetings anyway.
Exciting for a technology worker. Maybe Kazakhstan can offer a nomad visa. I'm somewhat of a nomad myself.
I'm just sitting there hunched over my laptop. Very different kind of nomad.
And while doing the tour, Irina, who owns and runs the camp with her husband, came to chat and tell us all about life on the Assy Plateau.
Oh, so the people in the yurt stay here all year?
Yes, alone.
Oh my God.
With the car, you can't go up and down to Almaty
No,
and
in
back?
winter, no, because too much snow, it's so dangerous.
That's a long time.
It's a long time. We made too much eat products for him. 1 cows, 3 or 2 sheep, and he lives in this house.
Just like a house sitter, I guess.
Yeah, just like a 9-month house sitter. If you like the peace and quiet.
Like be alone. Now he works in the shop.
Oh, it was the man I met last night.
It's so hard for him.
Okay, you know what? That makes sense. He did seem like a man who would stay here for 9 months by himself. He was very lovely. He was a man of few words. And so this is all yours as well? This is all part of your camp?
Yes. All of the places, it's for one's family.
Yeah.
Did you see the grass in the territory and outside?
Yeah,
oh,
right.
yeah,
Nothing,
yeah.
absolutely nothing outside. In the beginning of the season, the grass is so high.
I mean, you're right. I mean, it looks like someone's gone and mowed the lawn. It looks so pristine.
Sometimes cows stay near the zabor
Oh yeah? Yeah?
and looking for
Oh
the
my
grass.
God. Just looking at your
Please
grass.
give me something. And this houses will be in the next year.
Oh, cool. So you're setting up more accommodation for more people in the future.
Which is great news for those of you brave enough to come out here, because you should definitely stay at Assy Camp. Not sponsored.
Because there's marmots over there. Oh, hell, they were gathering grass. Oh. Running about. Very wide creatures.
Oh, we need to get the zoom lens out soon. There he is. It's marmot time. This is where we're actually going to be staying tonight. Oh, it's so cool. Outdoor lounging area. We've got a little wash basin. I mean, I'm just like in love with this whole thing. And then, come on in, this is gonna be so good. Just this absolutely massive bed. There's room for 3, but it's just gonna be the 2 of us tonight. I mean, maybe you guys can sleep here. Get ready for this. A few hours time in the morning, just opening up to this. I am well chuffed with the accommodations. It's just been so much fun, but we do need to go and get lunch. It's about time that we eat some food. I am starving. Everything here is home cooked, super traditional, and it's gonna be as authentic as it gets. So let's go eat. Meow meows. Baby for Screech. Oh no. Oh no, it's a baby cat. You should come with us to the tents tonight. Perhaps the thing I've most been excited for here at Assy Camp though is the food. Getting to come way out there to try traditional Kazakh cuisine. We've got a pretty good lunch spread ahead of us. For our main course, we have 2 different types of manti. We have a pumpkin manti and a mutton manti. What's really nice though is usually they just serve the mutton manti. I just gave them a little text on WhatsApp and said, you know, I'm sorry, but Camille's a vegetarian, is there anything you can do? And they said, oh no. Kazakh cuisine is very meat-based, but she was super, super accommodating and made a pumpkin manti for Camille and made quite a lot of it.
I am so excited to try this pumpkin manti, and I'm super grateful that they went out of their way to make it for me because I kind of feel guilty imposing my vegetarianism on this camp, but it was really, really nice of them to do that. So let's try it. I don't know if you're supposed to eat with your hands, but I'm gonna.
It's fine.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. So I love onions, and the onions inside, they're just sauteed perfectly. They're so tasty, and it adds a nice little bite to the pumpkin. I would say that the pumpkin flavors are a little understated. It's not nearly as pumpkin-y tasting as I expected, but it's really good. Ow. This is so good. I am extremely happy with this. And if lunch is this good, I can't wait to see what dinner's like.
Oh, most definitely. All right, mindful viewers, you have caught me in a lie. I said we were done with the tour, but there was one place missing. I didn't show you the toilets, and I didn't do that on purpose because I thought it would be better to show you the food before the bathroom. I hope you don't mind. You'll see why. We're dealing with a classic outhouse situation with nowhere to sit. It's a squat toilet, it's a hole in the ground. Bring your own toilet paper, bring your own wet wipes if you prefer them, hand sanitizer as required. There's nowhere to wash your hands. You'd have to do that back at the tent or back in the main area. But overall, you know, it's all right, you get used to it. There's no shower, there's no bath, and there is a sauna and the river. So fingers crossed, maybe tonight we'll be getting cleaned up the old-fashioned way down by the river. That actually wasn't on my list of expectations. So comment below, would you do it? And how would you feel if you were me this morning, waking up after that harrowing drive? Time to do your morning business, and that's what gets you. Let me know in the comments below. Action! Somebody! That makes it all worth it. But we're not just lazing about all day. We do have some genuine excitement again, in that we're gonna be heading back out in the 4x4, this time, not ours, and we won't be driving. The people who live here are gonna take us up into the forests. We're gonna go hunting for mushrooms and possibly see a waterfall. Not 100% sure where we're going. I guess, long and short, I'm gonna sit in the back of a car and let someone who's an expert in the region drive me around. Sounds perfect. You ready to be a passenger this time?
Kind of.
That was incredible. Camp is all the way back down there. We're almost now at the tree line, off-roaded the entire way, so fast. He's a brilliant driver.
That was my first time being a passenger off-roading, so that was wild.
Please don't go that fast tomorrow. One of the things that's quite interesting as well is that the government is considering putting in an asphalt road all the way to camp and past, really making the Assy Plateau more accessible. And it's a very contentious topic because on the one hand, they want to make it easier for people to get in and out, to make it safer, yada, yada. But on the other hand, it would also mean there are a lot more people here, which could perhaps spoil such an unspoiled area of the world. So maybe let me know what you think about that in the comments below. Would you rather that they don't make the road more accessible, so only the adventurous and the locals and nomads make it in? Or do you want to be able to see this for yourself a little bit more easily? It's a huge debatable topic. I don't have any answers for it, but that's something that they're thinking about right now. And I think it's quite fascinating to think about it as well. All right, engine's back on. Time to go off-road again. She's listing captain. No, we just gained a shit ton of elevation. Jesus Christ. I've been on alpine slides that aren't this steep. But we're here. You can tell now. We're in the tree line. It's just really cool. I think I'm just gonna sit here for a minute, you know? Right, not at the poop, right here, where I can see camp between the trees. I think the best thing you can do is steep in it, right? Just lie down, enjoy it, see the views. So
I'm just up here climbing around in the tree line, and it's really cool because I've never hiked anywhere this remote. And because of it, there are animals everywhere. We saw a hare, we saw more marmots that I could count, we saw a vulture on the way up here. It's just really crazy. I remember a time in my life when I thought the Alps were super remote and a little bit dangerous, and I'm just kind of laughing at past me for thinking that.
No, his head came off. Put it in the bucket. Kobe.
It's a really cool place to be. Not a trail in sight though. No Germans to tell me I'm not wearing the right footwear. And I don't think there's a place to get a beer anywhere around. I must admit, pretty out of my element. Really grateful to be out here. It took a lot. Really tested my nerves at a lot of points. I'm really glad to be out here. All right, next up, because you know we're not done exploring the plateau yet, down this gorge is going to be a really cool waterfall. I haven't seen that online before. I've never read it in any of my previous posts. It's just a recommendation by the people who run the camp. So let's go check it out. Let's go on a little hike. Let's go find a waterfall. It never stops being wild to me just how quickly terrain can change. Moments ago, all trees, all elevation, all green. Now we have these absolutely beautiful orange-colored rocks. And on the gray rocks, we're getting an orange lichen. I mean, just all of the colors and contrasts and everything. It's just so beautiful. And then long behind us, you can still see the short band of trees. It's just glorious. Look at that! That is beautiful. We were hiking for maybe 15 minutes flat, maybe a few breaks here and there.
Normally I don't like waterfalls, but this one feels very earned.
It really does. having such a good day exploring the plateau with you. Love you. All right, but we do need to get back to camp. The sun is setting and I'm not arriving after dark again. So to save me the time, to save you slightly repetitive footage of hiking and driving away out, I will see you in camp, maybe for a little sauna. All right, we should probably talk about the horse in the room, lessons learned from last night, and also I want to talk to you about how to book these kinds of excursions for yourself. There's a lot of knowledge that I think we can share with you at this point.
Because this is something I would highly recommend doing, but only if you are informed and empowered.
So one of the first things that we can tell you is how to book everything, because it's not what you'd expect.
It's all through WhatsApp.
Every single thing that we're doing, all of the excursions, it's texting. You just text and you don't really get much confirmation. It can feel very loosey-goosey, and with the translation and language barrier, that can also feel a bit difficult.
Yeah, that was definitely kind of a culture shock for us. I've never experienced that.
To do so much planning, such core like tent poles of the trip being based off of a, yeah, sure, come by, is definitely really weird. A lot of who I found to text was pretty vibes based. I found this camp just on Google Maps. I was looking up the different trails to the Assy Plateau, the different roads, looking at the different ordnance survey maps, and I found this place and then gave them a text. They seemed really nice. They are really nice. And that's the good thing. I'm not trying to scare you off by saying you have to text them. It's just a bit weird if you're not used to it. However, so far, it is working out beautifully.
But as for lessons learned, why did we arrive after dark in the middle of nowhere?
Because right before we were boarding the plane to come to Kazakhstan, I got a message saying there is a thunderstorm coming in. It will not be safe. We will either have to cancel your trip or you're going to need to come here early. And by early, 10 hours after we landed. So we landed, took a big power nap essentially, cancelled our hotel, and then immediately needed to go get the car, get supplies, get food, get water, make sure that the insurance was going to be okay for the car, and then start driving. So we didn't leave Almaty until when? Yeah, 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
It wasn't until 4:30 that we were getting to Turgen. This is so late. That eventually meant that we missed the window, and we weren't driving in the dark for that long. How long do you think?
About 45 minutes.
45 minutes, because we were going very slowly, but we had to ford a river in the dark, and I didn't want to film any of that. So ultimately, the big lesson learned here is just understand that things can be variable. You might need to kind of change things on the fly, and with that, don't do what we did.
Either way, make sure if you're leaving from Almaty or Turgen, either way, make sure you're leaving at like 9 a.m.
You need plenty of time. So yeah, that's it. It's a bit loosey, a bit goosey, more than you'd expect. I think it's worth it. I think it's been beautiful, but you just need to be safe. All right, I am cold though. It's time to eat. See if that sauna's on. This is the sauna building, beautifully lit by sunset. And it's quite cool because it is much like the heating of our room last night. It is a wood-fired stove connected into the building. The building's in 3 parts. There's a changing room, there's a watery bucket room, we're gonna figure out what that is, and then there's the actual massively hot sauna room. We need to get our kit off and get warm.
Ooh, oh my God, it's extremely hot.
It's quite nice though.
I don't know if I'll be in here for long though. This is hotter than I can take.
God, there's just the furnace ejection point is, oh my God. This isn't that bad, this is really nice.
This is very nice.
Whew, first round over. I am so sweaty and gross, which is not good considering this place doesn't have showers, but they do have hot water. It is incredibly hot. Mix it with the cold, you're all done. This is where you're gonna get clean at Assy Camp. I'm not gonna film sudsing up. You don't like, comment, nor subscribe enough for any of that. So cameras down. I will see you when the sauna session is over. And at last, finally clean again. It's been a few days. But it is dinner time. I wasn't hungry before I entered. I'm pretty hungry now, and that can mean only one thing in Kazakhstan. It's time to have some horse meat. Oh, sorry. I'm taking selfies with the cat. Is she not the best cat?
Hi, Marushka.
Meowshka, more like.
If that's a testicle, we're in trouble because it tastes really good.
And in trouble we really are, but not in this video. I ate horse testicles with nomads in the middle of the Assy Plateau. Yes, that's gonna be a separate video, but don't worry, it's gonna be a damn good one. So please, right now, subscribe to the channel, give us some love and support, and get ready to come back for our grand Kazakh food tour. Authentic Uyghur noodles by the Chinese border, communal vodka on a Soviet sleeper train, fermented camel's milk in a yurt, and of course the horse meat. Are you not entertained? It's going to be a great video and a great series, so maybe, lastly, consider sharing us with your friends. Let's grow the community of slow travelers together. Good morning, everybody. I say, already mic'd up and wearing my hat. Just how I sleep nowadays. This does bring our time here in the Assy Plateau to an end. It has been absolutely incredible out here. So, having woken up with one of the world's best views, it's time to get back in the car. It's time to redo all of that off-roading, get back to civilization. We'll conclude once we get to safety.
Қалаға жедел жетіппіз, ardынан жүріп арман, ауылдан шығып кетіппіз. Арайын төгіп аспан, араласам дау жер-жерді, ат озған ауылдастарым, сағынып жүрмін сендерді.
And with that, we have made it back to the main roads. We are finally out of the woods, so they say. I hope you really enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed it half as much as it was to film. If you did enjoy it, then please like the video, subscribe to the channel, because this is how good we always are. And please do consider sharing this video with your friends. Share our channel with your friends. We're not always best friends with the algorithm. I think it's because we're a bit more honest than most. So we really need your help to promote high quality travel guides. Thank you again so much for your time. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video, wherever that might be.